Three, two, one. We're live. Welcome everybody to our Monday, 23rd of September, 6 p.m. performance seminar. We have three pianists here with us joining. I would like to invite Mr. Mason. We're live. Mr. Mason, when you're ready, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? You know the drill.
Hello. So my name is Mason, and today I'm going to be playing Sonnet in C, the second movement by, I forgot who it is.
His name is Clementi.
Oh, Clementi. Oh.
Well done, Mr. Mason. And this is your first time running this, yeah?
Yeah, and I also did more than my a teacher actually taught me. So at this, about at the bottom part, it's kind of yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So this bottom part you pretty much taught yourself. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I pretty much just went to sight with it.
Wow, that's not bad then. That is not bad. Okay, so now that you've run this movement, um, in a sonata or a sonatina, which is divided up into three pieces, each piece has a different character. Every time that you hear a andante or a second movement, what's the idea that you get for a character of a second movement?
Like it's a little like joyful, moving basically, yeah.
Sorry, you cut out a little bit. Say it again there, Mason.
Okay, so it's like a little bit like a faster tempo. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it could be, but in general, andantes or second movements are played slowly. So the first movement would be moderately fast, right? And the second movement, so it might be something like, right? This might be the first movement, and then the second movement, right? And then the third movement, right? So it's kind of like medium, slow, and very singing. It's very beautiful. And then the last movement, the third one, That's the quick one. That's the finisher. So when you play this, you want to think very lyrically, right? Always have the melody in mind. Left hand just kind of floats in the background. Yeah. So as you progress with the piece, just think about balance there, Mason. Yeah. We won't talk about too much the note learning. I think you know how to learn out the notes. There are a couple of places here that just need to be corrected, but if we just talk strictly about the music, maybe we can go around the room and we'll get some ideas. Avigna, some thoughts that you have for Mason?
It was really good. Some parts kind of cut out because of I think the original sound and stuff. Um, I really like the character you put into the piece, and it sounds very smooth. And I just think it was a very good performance.
Thanks, Avigna. And how about you? Shinji?
Yeah, I think you were actually pretty good at playing like the speed of the piece, the dulce, and yeah, the dynamics are pretty good overall, but like maybe they could like be a bit better.
Yeah. All good comments. Yeah. So this here actually means this dolce here that you see in the bottom. So CE in Italian is pronounced che. It actually means sweetly. So this is talking about the tone. The speed itself, we identify it by the word in the top left corner. So this word here, andante, literally means at a walking pace. So you could think of it either as the speed or also just as the character of the piece. And so Mason, you can afford to play this piece maybe a notch slower. Just bring it back a little bit, right? And just be very casual with how we play. We don't need to rush anywhere, right? So the big thing is like always work to keep the left hand very steady, but the right hand, you really want this to sing. You'll notice that in the opening, it's got these big jumps up to the F, to the A. So you want to figure out a way of feeling the energy of the C, moving to the F, and then back down to the A, right? If you don't feel the connection, Mason, it's going to sound like this. And then it just stops. Right? It's just going to sound like 3 different levels. If you're wanting something to sound smooth, do you want it to sound like 3 distinct levels? Or do you want it to be a gradual build?
Like I kind of want it to be a gradual build up.
Yeah. So that's why we have to really listen to how the notes connect from one to the next. Right? So that's going to be your task as you play this piece, not just for the long duration, the long notes, but also for these shorter notes as well. Yeah. Notice that you're just slowly building from the bottom note and you phrase it to the top. Cool. Excellent. Come back soon, all right, Mason? Do some more listening to the piece and just slow it down slightly, okay?
Okay.
Okay, well done. Let us continue. And now we have Miss Avigna.
Hello, my name is Avigna, and I'm playing Arabesque.
And who's it by?
I'm not sure. I think it's Bergmuller.
Yes, you're correct. Nice. Frederick Bergmuller.
1 second, let me increase the volume.
Nice, Vigna. It's a fun piece, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you get that movement in the hand. How's that performance for you?
I've done better, but it's good.
Yeah. So, in the times that you did better, what did you do differently from today?
So my teacher mentioned this too, but especially with the hand rotations, I'm not quite the best. I play more with my fingers than rotating the wrist and doing it properly. So if you notice my left hand, it'll be kind of mushed up with the notes, especially after the repeat sign. Um,
Right.
Whenever I'm not playing quarter notes in the left hand, it gets really not straight rhythms.
Right.
So that mostly has to do with my pushing down with my hand. I'm not rotating it and using the energy from rotating it there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, Also, in general, I played with dynamics for the first bit, and then slowly I kind of started leaving it out. So, yeah.
Good. I'm glad that you're noticing all these things. With in regards to the rotation, because your right hand can do it well,
Hmm.
imitate what your right hand is doing. Really study how your right hand is moving, right? And then sit down and just do it very slowly. And don't only just rotate, but also practice moving down and moving forward. Down, forward, down. All right. If I slow mine right down, I go down for 3 notes and then up for two. One, two, boom, boom, boom. And then one, two. All right. So that the fingers really aren't doing that much. It's the hand movement that's moving the fingers. Otherwise, you get. I keep my hand, might keep the tips of my fingers connected to the notes, and then I move the hand accordingly. Okay? So play around with that. Shritan, some thoughts for Avigna?
Yeah, I think she did a good job on like slowing down on the um Pokora. Um, but yeah, just like the rhythm, I feel like at some parts it's a bit faster than others.
Yeah. So this comes back to what she was saying earlier, that the control for the right hand is actually stronger than the left hand. So we just need to, once she's more comfortable with the movement and it evens out, then everything will be at the same speed. Yeah. But good noticing. I'm glad that you saw that. Mason, some thoughts for Avigna?
Yeah, so I like her like it's like rhythm, like starting off pretty slow. And I also heard like um yeah, so like yeah, the notes were pretty accurate and she could add some dynamics to yeah, the piece.
For sure. Yeah, yeah. It's such a multi-layered sport playing music because there are so many things you have to think about. All right, it's not enough just to play notes. It's not enough to play them right. It's not enough to play rhythm. It's not enough just to play dynamics. Right. You've got your dynamics, articulation, notes, rhythm. It's a lot of stuff. So as you're practicing, you just want to focus on one thing at a time and just be aware of it, right? And then you just slowly build your stamina of how much your brain can take and translate into the hands. So that's why when you come into Kaizen and we ask you, what are you working on? You want to be specific. I'm working on line one. I'm working on evenness of touch. I'm working on line two. I'm working on my articulation. That's it. Right? And then you just go all out for 10 minutes and you just nail that. Then you take a breath, you come back, and then you apply the same thing to another line. Seldom you want to do everything. You can here and there in a Kaizen session, but I would suggest practice getting really good at honing in on one particular thing, like dynamics, for instance, and then just mastering it line for line. And then it's like a move. You've done that. Boom, next. Check. All right. Or listen to what other people are practicing, how they describe their practice, what they're working on. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is a good place, Avigna. It's a good place. All the notes are there. All right. You've got the character there. It's just a matter of you, like I said, being very very detailed with what you expect of yourself when you practice, right? And just sticking to that there. But try that technique. You got the rotation, but you've also got the drop on the roll. See if it works. And listen back to this video because you'll learn a lot from just listening to yourself. Yeah. Cool. All right. Thank you very much. On we go. Shritan, you want to close us off?
Yeah, okay, so I am working on the Sonatina by Kulal.
Well done, Shritan. It's a big piece, huh?
Yeah, it's all clumped together.
It's a big work. It's a big work. How do you tackle a work like this?
I tried doing chunking, like, so usually I try and do it until the hand position changes.
Yeah. So chunking, what do you mean by that? Playing it as a block chord?
Oh no, like, I break it apart into different sections. Sectioning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
hmm
And so once you've done that there, how are you actually practicing it? What are you aiming to achieve in your practice session?
Usually my practice session, like, so far, I'm just trying to fit the piece all together. I haven't
Okay.
worked on, like, dynamics or anything,
Okay. It's fine.
but yeah.
So when it's like what I was saying before, it's just one thing at a time, right?
hmm
Let's quickly go around the room then and see what the others think. Mason, what would you do at this point? What are your suggestions for
Like,
for
I don't really have any suggestions for him. He got like a lot of notes, right? And his rhythm was like nice and calm. And I didn't really hear it, but I don't know if I'm just messing around, but I think I didn't really hear any dynamics.
right? Yeah. So that's just something else that needs to be added soon, right? So my question to you, Mason, is what do you have any suggestions? Like if this were you learning this piece, what would you work on next to improve?
I personally don't know because I think the only thing he could work on is dynamics. Yeah.
Okay, great. That's a good start. How about you, Avigna? Some thoughts for Shrita as he progresses?
So it's a very long piece, and I don't think I've ever played anything this long or this intricate. And so I think props to you because it's a really hard piece, or at least it looks like that for me. Um, I would say just the dynamics. I honestly think everything is really smooth. Also, the accents. Maybe you could like emphasize them a little bit more. That's all.
Yeah, some good work there. Yeah, Shrita, it is. It's an intricate piece. There's a lot going on. So if I were practicing this piece here, I'd practice everything with actually just a lot of finger work. So if it were this part here, notice I don't have any phrasing. Everything is just very robotic, but it's a good way to develop your coordination between the hands so that it's not all clumped together and you can hear everything really clearly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah? So, like what Avigna was saying before for arabesque, we don't really want to be playing with lots of finger work, but when we practice and you're just getting everything together, this is one neat method to practice everything. So that you're pronouncing all the vowels, all the consonances, all the syllables. Get that all together. And do it for 2 measures. Then once your hand is really locked in to the sound and the coordination, then you can loosen it up. And then you can play a little bit sweeter, right? And you'll notice, if the hand looks beautiful when it moves, it's going to sound beautiful, right? If the hand looks like that, then it's how would you describe the shape?
Like, stuck.
Yeah, and watch this. Hear that sound? Right? As opposed to if I move like that. It has more shape and it's connected. So the 3 of you need to be really mindful of how your hand moves when we play. If you want something to sound articulate, then it's a lot of finger work. If you want it to sound very smooth, right, and very connected, then it's a lot of just rotating on the keys, rotating side to side or rotating up and down. So be mindful, right? Be mindful of all the different moves that we need to make the sound. But that's my suggestion for you for now, Shrita. Right? Practice without the pedal. Practice everything very clearly with your fingers, and just listen to how the notes line up, the hands coordinate. Okay. Then you can start adding in all the delicious things like dynamics and phrasing. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. All right, everybody. That is the theme for today. One step at a time, right? Don't try and do everything all at once. Just little bites. And get really good at doing the little stuff, and then just build. Okay. What time is it? Good timing. Here we go. 6:30. Have a great rest of your evening. We'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for performing, everybody.
Bye. Thanks.